when Marines needed things, staff and SEALs and stuff, they were calling me from outside of my shop. They were like, hey, I need to do all. I to come on here and do X, Y, and Z. Boom, 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 boom. And then it led to me going to get opportunities to go to different courses and all this other type of stuff. So went to the martial arts instructor course on a depot, actually, which was rare, right? So I went to the MEI course with the satellite school on MCRD as a corporal.
Okay.
Right, so the class was full of hats, right? And so it was me and one of the two other corporals in the class and stuff like that. And that just kind of snowballed, right? So once I got back to the fleet, it was boom, corporal's course. As soon as I came out for corporal's course, the ops the ops chief called my division and they're like, hey, we want him to be the map coordinator for the squadron, which is a red tab staff and CO billet, right? It's supposed to be IT. It's supposed to be a black belt red tab, and usually a staff and CO that's holding that billet. And I was a corporal that was like a green belt or a brown belt at the time, right? So my division chief was asked, he was like, do you want to go to S3? And I was like, I go wherever you put me. Right, blossom we are planted. I was like, so I'll go wherever you want to. And he's like, well, I'm asking you, do you want to go? And I repeated myself. I was like, wherever you put me is where I'm gonna be, right? And he's like, well, where do you want to go? Right? I was like, well, I guess I'll go to S3, right?
Yeah, answer the question.
Well, right? I was like, well, and then he's like, well, I'm gonna fight it. I was like, well, why do you ask me that? You know what I'm saying? But last time I checked, a major trumps a gunnery sergeant. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
the OPSO ended up pulling me in, whatever. So and then from there, same type of thing. You know what I mean? Got on boards, crushed boards. Same thing, kind of the same story that most of us have, right? Most of the drill instructors, right? We've all been on meritorious boards and we hammer them, and we're all right hook and jab and water walkers and whatever the case was. And but I really attribute my desire to stay in and continue to push forward and do great things on the staff and SEALs that I had when I was deployed. So I ended up getting combat meritorious promoted to corporal while I was in Iraq, right? And it's I mean, they call it a combat meritorious promotion because you're in country and you actually go up against. So I actually went up. That's a MEF level board.
Right, and it's usually just a book board, right? Usually when you're deployed, it's usually book boards.
Well, we actually did interviews. We did interviews at the wing level while I was forward.
Really?
As a matter of fact, yeah. But our packages actually went all the way up to MEF. So we did have. It was only a few of us because there's only so many of us in one place at the same place at the same time, obviously, and you're not in chucks, right? So you're not in. Right, still had murder boards at the squadron level and stuff like that. And if you bugger them, they're not even going to send your book up, right? And we still had to take photos and stuff like that. But it's funny because you're taking photos in boots and utes instead of chucks, right? But anyway, so yeah, right. So anyway, so fast forward, and now coming back to the States, and re-enlisting.
Oh,
right,
okay.
which again wasn't in the cards for me. So I re-enlisted as a corporal.
You re-enlisted when you're in Iraq and got that tax-free, baby.
Right. That would have been clutch.
Did you get a bonus?
I did get a re-enlistment bonus. Hey,
right? For the people that don't know, I mean, because depending on what time frame, I guess, I know there's like a lot of different veterans from different time frames. Are you mind letting the people know approximately how much it was?
It was 30-ish K. It was like 28, 30K out of anything. You know what I mean? So it was a decent little chunk.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
I had a boy get $100,000. He re-enlisted in Iraq.
In country, yeah.
100,000 tax-free. Here's $100,000 too, and he probably blew it on
to like a
souped-up Camaro.
To like a sergeant. You know what I'm saying? Like a 24-year-old or 23-year-old dude, and you give him $100,000. You know what I mean? To re-enlist.
That's crazy.
Right. But So re-enlisted, right after I re-enlisted, not too long after that, one of the re-enlistment incentives I got was to go to jump school.
Me too. So, I just didn't go.
Yeah. Right. So I ended up going. If you see in like all the pictures and stuff that you put up, I'm a 5 jump chump. Right. That's what they call it.
Dope.
You know what I mean? So I got the wings and whatever. And that year, that was like 2010. So 2010 for me was jump school, sergeant's course, back to back. And then I actually had orders to the IT course to get my red tab. And that course got canked because there was an investigation going on. And then had I gone to that course, I would have checked into the high school 10 days later after graduating that course. So that was 2010 was like a real heavy, like training heavy year for me. So like I said, the course got canked. And I remember going down to the depot with one of the priors who was actually an ordnance guy, as a matter of fact. Gusevic was his name.
Is he like real tall?
Nah, he's like a short, stocky, short. Again, I don't know. I mean, you're real tall. So like short, like a little bit taller than me, not as tall as you.
Okay.
Short and stocky guy. And a matter of fact, he was a kilo hat, actually. Right? So
Gusevic?
Gusevic. Yeah. His name is in the case.
I gotta look because I never ran into him. He might have been gone when I
But I remember coming down there, and that was the first time I met you.
Okay.
Right? You were bird dogging. You and Lagarde.
Yeah, Lagarde. I love Lagarde, man. People sleep on that guy. That guy is good stuff, man.
Yeah, he's a good piece of gear. A lot of people talk, you know what I mean? People talk, but Lagarde is good people, man. I remember y'all were bird dogging, right? And I remember we walked into a duty hunt, and you was, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what advice do you have? And you were like, don't do it. You're like, don't come down here. Don't come down here. And
dude, I'm telling you, man, that was
like, it's too late. I was like, it's too late. I already got orders. You know what I mean?
And that was Mike Company. Listen, and this is why I want to give a shout out to Mike Company because, you know, everybody always says what company does it better, and everybody wants to always brag about their company, but I want to take time to brag about Mike Company real quick. When I bird dog for Mike Company, maybe it's because it was my initial time doing it, they are no joke. The intensity was crazy, and I actually showed up, and they were on series track. So double
PTs, yep. Double PT.
Yep. I had to do the CCX. I was during that little time CCX. Oh my gosh, I was lost and I was dying.
Yeah, the CCX. A few things hurt like the CCX, especially 2 in one day.
Oh my god,
double CCX. That's the worst PC day. That's the worst PT day of the entire cycle.
And like when you're trying to learn about what you do, I'm like, hey, so how does this whole schedule work? I'm trying to read it. They're like, oh no. So you know, I was told that we were just to be in the classroom.
You're going back to PT. Yeah,
I wasn't told that. And they're like, no, why are you? What are you doing? No, we're going to PT. I was like, what? I was like, I'm with them though. Like, no, you all the new hats.